Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Foxy New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Look, Tyson Fury is officially garbage truck juice. And let me break down why. Frank Warren has come out and stated that Tyson Fury, he ain't gonna fight White. It ain't happening this year. It ain't happening next year. He wants the Joshua fight. We would like to see the fight with all the belts, absolutely. But if a belt's not on the line, who gives a crap? It's the fight we want to see. And so this is an obvious and blatant duck of Dillon White. I mean, you got to think about it. It's not happening this year and it's not happening next year. So you've all but ruled out the Dillon White fight for this year and next year. And we pretty much understood it wasn't happening this year. But then you to rule it out all of next year that the fight's not going to happen. And then Frank Warren would suggest that, Dillon White should face a guy like Daniel Dubois. What does Dillon White have to gain with fighting a prospect over a title shot, compared to the winner of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury? That got to be the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And, you also got to see, do we want to see the fight with all the belts? Absolutely. But if a belt's not on the line, who cares? What do you mean, who cares? What do you mean? We want to see undisputed. And how do we know that Tyson Fury is truly the best until he gets through his mandatory? We got to be honest and unbiased. Anthony Joshua has made it abundantly clear that he wants to be undisputed. You seen Anthony Joshua call out Tyson Fury to do the undisputed fight. Before Tyson Fury was the champion, Anthony Joshua called out Deontay Wilder to do the undisputed fight. And before either of those fights, his career goal, where he stated in 2016, his number one career goal is to become the undisputed champion of the world. So facing Tyson Fury or not, it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Anthony Joshua has a goal of being undisputed. We got to be honest and unbiased. And if Tyson Fury was so inclined to face Anthony Joshua, it was all about him versus Anthony Joshua, then explain to me, why did Tyson Fury turn down an opportunity to face Anthony Joshua when he was offered it before he even fought Deontay Wilder? Explain that to me. You can't, because Tyson Fury really doesn't want to smoke with Anthony Joshua. He's looking at the payday at this point. We got to be real about it, because it's not about the belts. It's not about being undisputed. Clearly, if he's willing to drop a belt and ignore his mandatory, clearly he didn't want a less of a percentage. He wants to get an equal split of a humongous purse with Anthony Joshua, and that's what's motivating him to face Anthony Joshua. Not because he wants to smoke. He's going to likely get knocked out when he faces Anthony Joshua. And we got to be honest and unbiased. How is Tyson Fury the best versus Anthony Joshua at this point just because he's the champion? He literally knocked out a guy who's an absolute hype job, a guy who loses 90% of his rounds to everybody. That's who Deontay Wilder is. His best win on his resume is a 50-year-old man. That's who Deontay Wilder is. Tyson Fury, at this point, we got to be honest about who this guy is. His best win of his career is Vladimir Klitschko, a unified heavyweight champion who reigned the heavyweight division for over a decade. So, a lot of people give him credit for it. But there is an asterisk, a blemish by Tyson Fury's victory over Vladimir Klitschko. We understand that Tyson Fury popped dirty for an anabolic steroid right before he fought Klitschko. Right before he fought him, he popped dirty for an anabolic steroid. A lot of people don't even realize it. They just think that he fought, he failed a drug test for coke. No, he failed a drug test for an anabolic steroid to enhance his performance. And yet, when he popped dirty for that, no one even made this public until after he fought Vladimir Klitschko. And Vladimir Klitschko's own manager came out and stated that, it's too bad we didn't do a VADA test before the first fight. They were never VADA tested before the first Klitschko Fury fight. There was no VADA test for that. For the second fight, they introduced VADA, and guess what? That fight never actually happened. Tyson Fury never actually took the fight. And then you get a bunch of his fanboys that say, well, Tyson Fury, he suffered from depression, mental illness. That's why he didn't face Klitschko in the rematch. No, that's not at all. You know why it's a coincidence? Because the same anabolic steroid in which he popped dirty for, the main side effect is depression. The same reason why Tyson Fury pulled out of the rematch. We got to be honest. There's a huge asterisk and blemish by his best win, and his second best win over Deontay Wilder is against a hype job. Tyson Fury hasn't proved he's the best fighter in the heavyweight division next to Anthony Joshua. We all know Anthony Joshua's number one. Who's number two? That's up for debate. Let's be honest. Until they get that Dillon White smoke in, we don't know who number two is. Look at Tyson Fury at this point. This is the same guy who arguably lost to a bum and John McDermott. Had to have a controversial gift decision to beat him. This is the same Tyson Fury that was struggled against other bums such as Steve Cunningham. Nevin Pagic hit the canvas multiple times against bum. This is the same Tyson Fury who struggled against another bum in Otto Wallin due to his pressure. This is the same Tyson Fury that ducked Dillon White the first time over a WBC diamond title. Now he's looking to duck him again. See, these are nothing but facts, and you can't debate a fact, you can't hate a fact, because facts can't be biased. If you're mad, then you're mad at facts. Look, the truth of all of this and what we get from Frank Warren, basically stating all of this is that he's not confident that Tyson Fury can beat Dillon White, because if he was, he would fight Dillon White. Before Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder, he fought guys like Otto Wallin, Tom Schwartz, guys he felt confident he could beat. But then he turned down a Dillon White fight during that. Now he has a huge, enormous payday with Anthony Joshua waiting, and he's willing to drop his belt to get away from Dillon White. We got to be honest. And why is he, so reluctant to even look in the direction of a Dillon White? Why does he want no smoke with a Dillon White? Because, according to reports, Dillon White dropped Tyson Fury, hurt him in sparring multiple times. And I hear a lot of people saying, well, that couldn't have happened. That couldn't have happened. It's just sparring. Fury was dropped in a fight by Nevin Pagic. Dropped in a fight by guys like, Steve Cunningham. Was roughed up and was almost out of there against a guy like Otto Wallin. Arguably lost a fight against John McDermott, but you're saying Dillon White can't even drop him and hurt him? We got to be honest and unbiased about it. Dillon White is levels above all of those guys. Tyson Fury simply doesn't want the smoke, and he's officially garbage truck juice.